Alright, so I just prepped the area, and how I did that is first I got all the sawdust and stuff out of the area that I'd be working, made it all clear. Then I really thoroughly cleaned the back of the bow, like of sawdust and all that. Gave it a rough sanding to get rid of any marks that I didn't want to show through. I grabbed a couple of pins like that, and just some scrap wood, because what I can do is put them down like that. If the end starts to curl up, I think you can see that. Yeah, if the end starts to curl up, and then I can put the scrap wood on top and it holds it down. And then I can pull the pins out once all the glue's dried. And then I cut pieces to length of that drywall tape, I guess it is. And I'll run you through how to do that. Another thing you need to do is just clean your hands off really well. So, like, wash your hands, and then I've got more sawdust on mine, but I think it'll be alright. And this is Type Bond 3 here. And I'll go through with you now, try to not waste time. Now the first thing you do is you just do a light coat, like as thin as possible. And then you just spread the glue out with your fingers, because the wood will absorb the glue the first coat it gets, and so your second coat won't hold very well. So what you do is you put it like a coat on and let it go tacky first, and then you can put the second coat on top of that. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, just get as much of it as you can. We'll put enough on the second coat that it'll be alright. Get in the edges. One thing too is that if you don't want your work table getting all glue all over it, put newspaper down or something like that. I don't care that much. It doesn't show up very well on this table, but yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm just making it evenly spread out and as thin as I can. And after this, what we'll do is we'll put the drywall tape down and then put glue on top of it, actually, because it's got holes in it, so it'll go through. Now if we were backing with something else, you'd have to put it on first, but it works just fine with this if you do it afterwards. Make sure there's a little bit of overlap with that glue, because you want to have a little bit of extra wiggle room. Alright, so that's gone tacky almost on the end now. And what I'll do is, I kept one hand clean, is I'm going to use that hand and the other fingers of my hand to get a piece out and get it lined up with the marks that I made. I want to get as close as possible. Make sure it's straight, running back and forth. There we go. And I'll smooth it out. Smush it down to the glue. And those blocks are there just to keep the bow from flipping over, because I had that happen with the long bow. Here's the second piece. Line that up. There we go. Let's just smooth that out too. There we go. Now I'll take the glue, and now we're just going to fill in all these gaps. So this is going to have a lot of glue. And I can come back and add more later if I need to. And this is a part where it gets real messy. This glue's got to be evenly spread and fill up all the holes on that tape. And it's better if you try not to drip it over the edge, because it's hard to sand it off once it dries. And didn't put enough glue in the middle, so I'm going to have to do that. The most important thing is to try and be consistent, and then it'll work out. Make sure you get the ends really well. Alright, then I'm going to take this and go back and get all the spots that I missed. Go. Just going to fill in all the holes once again. Make it an even coat. And the ends kind of want to curl up sometimes. Alright, so now I'm just going to kind of smooth this out and make it even as I can at least. Just pushing the glue towards the end. Making sure you get all the edge too, because it can come up otherwise. Make sure you get overlap of glue too, once again. I might need some more right there. Alright, so there we go. And it looks like the ends are holding down pretty well. So I might need those pins. But as it dries, I'll watch it. Alright, so I got one hand that's still clean so I can show you. That's what it's looking like. So you notice all those holes are filled in the 2 layers. And afterwards, once it's dried, we'll go and trim off all the excess. That might need a little bit more glue there. You can kind of see the wood through there. But I think it's going to work out. Yeah. So I'll let this dry and wash up, and I think I'll probably show you how to build a bowstring, and then I'll get back to you. So yeah, alright, see you then.